Coming up next on Good Morning El Paso, a mess in Sunland Park. Take a look at this. Partially treated wastewater from Juarez comes flowing across the border, and the cleanup continues this morning.
A NASCAR driver claims his ex-girlfriend is a highly trained assassin who went on covert missions, including here in El Paso. And now he's in court for punching her.
UTEP versus Kentucky, round 2. There was a rumor the game wouldn't happen, but this morning it looks like the anniversary matchup is on.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC7's Good Morning El Paso.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Good Morning El Paso. I'm Hillary Floren.
And I'm Stephanie Valle. Good morning, everyone. It is 6:01 on your Friday. It's starting off to be a great day because the sun we're expecting should be out today.
That's right. No more foggy, messy conditions. Hopefully. Maybe a few patchy areas, you said maybe later on, right, Crystal?
Yeah, through the next couple hours of your morning, there's a few spot areas that could see a little bit of fog around our entire viewing zone. But for the most part, it should be a sunnier morning than it was yesterday. The conditions more like yesterday afternoon when we had the sunshine finally break through. Our temperatures are a little warmer in a few spot areas. 30 degrees here at the KVIA studios and 31 at the War Eagles Museum. We are at 27, though, with Tech H2O Center, and better at 34. The Greater El Paso landfill near Clint. Winds are light, only up to about 5 miles per hour outside right now, and that's going to be the case throughout today. Light winds, temperatures warming up in the afternoon. This weekend's also really nice. We'll check in on your Saturday, Sunday, but what about rain chances returning? All the details that you need to know are up in about 10 minutes.
All right, Crystal, thank you. Happening today, lab results are expected to come in for all that wastewater that flooded from Juarez into Arroyos in Sunland Park. A wastewater treatment plant across the border has leaked hundreds, possibly thousands of gallons of partially treated wastewater. And now the city of Sunland Park is working to clean it up. Although much of it has dried, there are still puddles of dirty water blocks from Sunland Park neighborhoods. City officials tell ABC7 a missing manhole cover in Juarez caused the problems when trash flowed into the manhole, blocked a sewage line, and then backed up the water.
Las Cruces police are on the lookout this morning for a shooting suspect. The shooting happened at the 300 block of Karen Avenue yesterday afternoon. Police say when they got there, they found a man with at least one gunshot wound. We have video from our New Mexico mobile newsroom. ABC7 was told the victim was flown to University Medical Center. His condition is not known this morning. Now, police say the suspect is a Hispanic man between the ages of 20 and 25. He's about 5'5" and 160 pounds. Last seen wearing a plaid shirt, heading eastbound on Karen Avenue toward El Camino Real. Call 911 if you have any information.
The man accused of shooting another man 6 times was found not guilty of attempted murder. Darren Henry, a Las Cruces cab driver, was accused of shooting his ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend, Matthew Narvaez. Henry testified that he acted in self-defense. The two men had argued over the phone twice before Henry drove to Narvaez's home. And Henry testified that when Narvaez walked out of the home with a metal rod, it was later identified as a wooden stick, Henry then pulled out a gun and says he shot Narvaez in self-defense. The jury found Henry not guilty of attempted murder and aggravated assault, but they did find him guilty of aggravated battery and tampering with evidence.
They made their decision. I guess they felt, shooting somebody 6 times is not that big of a deal. And, it's their choice. I can't do nothing about it. Just got to move on, and hopefully he gets maximum time that he deserves.
The two men, they had agreed to engage in a fist fight. And the fact of the matter is that Jamie Narvaez came to a fist fight with a weapon. And so our client acted, we feel, appropriately.
Henry will be sentenced at a later date. We're told by his defense attorney that he faces a maximum of 5.5 years in prison.
Federal investigators are still on the scene of that deadly bus crash outside Odessa, trying to figure out what went wrong. The bus was traveling from Abilene to the Rogelio Sanchez jail on the east side of El Paso. We know there were icy road conditions on I-20 and that the bus went down an embankment and slammed right into a freight train. 10 people on the bus died. 5 survivors are listed in critical condition. We have confirmed none of those killed have any ties to El Paso.
A memorial was held last night for the VA psychologist shot and killed by a former VA employee. This happened last week at Fort Bliss. Investigators say Jerry Serrato killed Dr. Timothy Fjordback before turning the gun on himself. A receptionist at Beaumont told ABC7 the memorial for Dr. Fjordback was held last night at the Elmira Shrine. And on to our coverage of University Medical Center and the debt from the Children's Hospital. UMC officials met last night, but instead of talking negotiations to recover the debt from Children's, UMC's board was discussing what they'd like to see from CEO Jim Valenti this year. Talks happened behind closed doors for 2.5 hours. A UMC spokesman says similar meetings happen around this time every year. Valenti wasn't present and they did not take any action.
In Austin, Governor Rick Perry seemed to move a little bit to the middle during his farewell speech. Rick Perry called for compromise between Democrats and Republicans. The comments are a departure from Perry's strongly conservative past and suggest a possible shift in tone ahead of an expected 2016 presidential run. Perry told a special joint session of the legislature, quote, "Compromise is not a dirty word if it moves Texas forward."
We're in the business of making dreams possible. Every dream counts. Every child matters. And in Texas, every child has a chance. That is the Texas that we have built together. A Texas of unlimited opportunity. There's a reason more people move to Texas than any other state. Because it is the best place in the world to find a job and to raise a family and to pursue your dreams.
Perry leaves office next Tuesday and plans to announce as soon as May whether he'll run for president again.
The rumors have been put to rest. UTEP will be taking on Kentucky next season after all. This will be a rematch of the historic 1966 championship game on the 50th anniversary season. There was a little scare yesterday that it might not happen because Kentucky had said publicly they never backed out because the game wasn't officially set in stone. But then at his weekly news conference, Kentucky head coach John Calipari extended an invitation to UTEP to play next season at Kentucky. He said that the team can't take on any more road games, and if the game is to happen, he would gladly play it at Rupp Arena.
Well, if your children are ready to rock out, there's a new studio in town where they can actually become musicians.
The idea comes from two men who believe there are not enough music outlets for kids. ABC 7's Denise Olivas is live this morning with the story. Denise.
Good morning. One of the co-owners of Soundstage 9 recently moved back to El Paso to create this place of music for kids. It's all about influencing younger generations to explore their talents.
Sing us a song and we'll sing it back to you.
Soundstage 9 offers vocal, guitar, drums, and piano lessons. Co-owners Roger Barraza and Jaime Aranda say students come in for weekly classes, work with other kids, and then later perform what they've learned on a stage. Barraza says this helps develop stage presence and self-confidence. Barraza and Aranda, musicians themselves, are also focusing on non-traditional classes for aspiring rappers and DJs interested in electronic dance music.
That's what's in right now, the EDM scene, especially here in El Paso. It's really big here. So that's why we wanted to bring that here also, since a lot of people want to be DJs, you know, that way they can get the right instruction.
And Soundstage 9 has a full recording studio for artists and bands as well. And if this makes you want to pick up a guitar, Barraza says adult classes are also offered. I've posted a link to the studio's Facebook page at KVIA.com. And Barraza and his business partner were in our studio earlier this week on ABC 7 at noon. You can watch that entire interview also at KVIA.com. Hillary and Stephanie, back to you.
All right, Denise, thank you. That's a great story.
It sure is. Let's check out the morning commute. This is a great story, too, because look, nice and clear. I-10 at Sunland Park. Near our studios here, things are looking pretty good.
At 6:09 now, he claims she inspired a character in the movie Zero Dark 30.
And that she went on a secret mission to El Paso. Now, a NASCAR driver accused of punching his girlfriend is in court.
And later on, how El Paso might be getting a bigger children's museum than it hoped for, but there is a catch.
And we've got our forecast right now. It is 6:09. Crystal's got a look at that. Good morning.
Good morning. It's a very nice forecast for your Friday. We're switching up from the cloudiness we've been seeing and instead talking the sunshine. How long does it last, though, is the question, and the answer is after your break.
Thanks, Crystal. This is ABC 7, where news comes first.